is being
Hello.
recorded.
Can someone confirm? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you.
You are.
Yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. This is Vivek, and I'm your sergeant at arms today. You can also call me Zoom moderator. I welcome you all to the Oracle National Open House today. Now, there are some ground rules that we should follow throughout the meeting. Number one, please keep your video on, especially when a speaker is speaking. This helps to connect with you. Also, please mute yourself. Number two, please keep your device on silent mode or on vibration mode to avoid any distractions when you are speaking. Rule number third, always be mindful and sensitive of the diverse background of our attendees and speak in good taste without trespassing on others' belief. Last, very important, please use emojis, chat box to show your love and expression for Toastmasters whenever you feel. Now, it's a great pleasure to see you spending your evening with Toastmasters. So can we all show a heart symbol emojis? Can we also a heart symbol emojis? Okay, it's in the bottom. Thank you. Now about Toastmaster International. It's a public speaking platform which helps you to achieve your leadership goals, communication goals, and your networking goals. And there are others also. The mission of Toastmaster is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now it's time to invite our Toastmaster of the day of today's meeting. You can also call this person as the host of the meeting. The host of the meeting today is Toastmaster Nitin Bhagat. Now about Nitin Bhagat, he is currently working as a site reliability developer in OCI Security Central and Cloud Guard team. He joined Oracle as a fresher 4 years ago. He has been a Toastmaster for more than 2 years now and has done multiple leadership roles in the same. Outside work, Nitin enjoys playing guitar, watching stand-up and documentaries. So please welcome Toastmaster Nitin Bhagat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek, for that amazing introduction. It always feels nice to hear good things about yourself. I stay with my parents, so I don't often get to hear compliments. So it's always, thankfully, my door is closed right now, so my mom won't come in with a chapel. But yeah, it's always good to hear nice things about yourself. So Vivek, thank you so much for that amazing introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have noticed the award functions, right, the IFAs, the film fairs, the Oscars, there's a host of the meeting, right? The likes of Shah Rukh Khan, Ayushmann Khurrana, Brad Pitt. Yeah, they have a charming smile, the perfect jawline, the perfect suit. Yeah, today that's me. Okay, I might have a double chin. I may not have the right beard, and I might have a few holes in my shirt. But apart from all of that, that's me. All right. And just like how a host of the meeting host of the event rather takes you through the entire flow of the event, introduces the various people coming on stage, makes jokes every now and then. That is what I aim to do today. All right. Some of my jokes may not land. I still hope that you smile at least. Just to keep my meri izzat rakhne ke liye, just have a little bit of smile and that'll do just right for me. All right. Now, since this is an Oracle event and this is a Toastmaster event, a lot of you here are attending for the first time, right? Is there the first time you're attending a Toastmaster meeting? Just give me a thumbs up like this if you're attending for the very first time. All right. I see a lot of faces. Perfect, fantastic. So let me tell you my first experience of attending a Toastmaster event for the very first time. A couple of people sitting in the audience here, they have heard the story, but it's a good story. So let me just repeat it again for them as well. The very first time I attended a Toastmaster event, that was in JP Morgan. So there's another company called JP Morgan situated in Marathali, and I went to their company to attend a Toastmaster event. Now, JP Morgan being the fantastic company that it is, they had red velvet cake and juice right after the event. All right. And I thought to myself, hey, if this is what happens in a Toastmasters meeting, here's my credit card. Where do I sign up? So I was supremely interested and very, very impressed on day one. And I have been impressed ever since. I think this is like the perfect time for you to join Toastmasters because a lot of clubs are meeting online and we are also figuring out how to have meetings in the hybrid mode, right? So there's always this debate right now going on whether hey, should we go to the office or should we stay at home? And the best part about Toastmasters is that this caters to both set of audiences, right? Irrespective of whether you're hybrid or whether you want to stay at home or whether you want to go to office all the time, there are clubs that caters to all of your needs and caters to all of your requirements. It's like the perfect time for you to join Toastmasters. Now, a usual Toastmasters meeting is divided into three sections. Okay. The very first section, it improves effective speaking, and that is the prepared speech section. All right. In effective speaking or in the prepared speech section, a person books a slot in advance, prepares a roughly 5 to 7 minute speech, and then delivers that speech. All right. So that since you have tested it out, since you have prepared for it, hence it is called prepared speech section, which improves effective speaking. The second section is called the table topic section, which tests your effective thinking. Now, I'm sure you might have heard of this thing called jam, just a minute. We've all done it in college. We've all heard of it in college, right? Where you're given a topic and you get to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. That's exactly what we do in table topics. All right. So you get on stage, there will be a person called table topic master who will come out with random, simple, fun topics. They'll hand it over to you and it's impromptu. So you speak not for about 1 to 2 minutes. Again, since it's an impromptu topic, you can't speak for a very long time, right? So we generally do it for 1 to 2 minutes. So that's effective thinking, which is the table topic section. Finally, the effective listening, which is the evaluation section. Every Toastmasters meeting has a group of evaluators who come together to evaluate people. All right. Please listen carefully to what I'm saying. They come to evaluate, not judge, evaluate people. All right. That's what we do in Toastmasters. We don't judge people, but we evaluate them. We give them feedback so that they improve when they attempt the same thing again in the next week. All right. So the evaluation section. Now to explain more on the evaluation section, I'll call upon someone called the general evaluator of the meeting. Our general evaluator for today was an ex-PeopleSoft consultant in Oracle. She has worked in the company for 15 years and has been a Toastmaster for over 6 years, has donned multiple hats in Toastmasters. Outside of work, she is a huge fan of Rajnikant, a lover of biryani, and a gender equality advocate. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the general evaluator for today, distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha Rangarajan.
Let me begin with the question of the year. Visible and audible, give me a thumbs up, at least the ones on video. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that very warm introduction, Nitin. Hello, Oracle. How are we doing this evening? Thursday evening, going fine? My role as a general evaluator is to evaluate the section as a whole. Even before, we will have a little something to give them. I'm not going to be promising red velvet cake for you, but this is breakfast of the champions. The very reason why Toastmasters has survived and thrived through the pandemic era as well and is going strong for 97 years is because of this section, where we come here, give each other feedback or tips to improve and become a better version of ourselves. So today you will see a few role takers coming and going in and out of your Zoom screens. And at the end of the entire section that Nitin had just explained, we will come here and give you reports or tell us how you did on various fronts. Now, general evaluation in general is divided into three parts. The one about timing first. We all intend to go back at 5:36, don't we? And so we're going to be having someone here who will be managing time for us at the entire meeting. Now, our timer today is working in the PeopleSoft development team as a senior product manager for the last 15 years. A shout out for him because he recently completed his 15-year mark. As a part of the Toastmasters organization in the last 6 years, he has been an immense support to not just his club in Toastmasters, Trailblazers at the OTH, but he's also been very involved with the district and the Toastmasters community overall. He's someone who loves reading, and the favorite place for him to read is his house terrace. Please join us in welcoming the timer for today, Toastmaster Narayanan. Would you please explain the rules in your role today?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, for the wonderful introduction. Madam General Evaluator, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. One of the skills Toastmasters practice is expressing a thought from a specific timeline. As the timer, I'll be responsible for monitoring time for each and every meeting segment and each speaker. I'll be listening very carefully to each participant and signal them accordingly. When called to report, I'll announce the speaker's name and the time taken. The prepared speeches for today should be around 5 to 5 minutes of length. And at 5 minutes, I'll be displaying the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll be flashing the yellow. And at the end of the speech, in 7 minutes, I'll be flashing the red card. Post which I'll continue to display the screen to indicate that you have a buffer of 30 seconds to wind up your speech. For this table topics, you should limit the speakers to not more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be raising the green. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, the yellow. 2 minutes will be shown a red card to wrap up your speech. The individual evaluations will run for 2 minutes. End of 2 minutes, I'll be showing the green. 2 minutes 30 yellow. Red. I will wrap it up 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And I will call upon the G at the end of the session and submit my report. Back to you, Madam G.
Thank you so much, Narayanan. It seems like Narayan is doing a little bit of multitasking, the expert that he is. Don't mind his background voice. The only thing that you will need to know is what he's displaying on screen. So when you see a green, remember you've reached the time where you will need to stop speaking, and the red will be an indication where you'll have to stop. So we will also help you, the members who are going to come up and speak. We'll probably spotlight Narayanan so you can see him better instead of worrying about where he is on the screen. Nitin, is that okay with you? Fantastic. Now, the second role taker that will be helping us here is who I call the walking, talking Renan Martin. Now, Toastmaster Club meetings across the world happen predominantly in English, even though we have multilingual and bilingual clubs across the world. Now, this Toastmaster meeting in all of our Oracle Toastmaster clubs happens in English. Now, we all want to improve the vocabulary that we have, make sure that we become a Shashi Tharoor in the making, or whatever it is that we want to improve our English, our grammar, and increase one word to the vocabulary. Now, to help us do that today, we have someone from the Enterprise Command Center team. He's been with Toastmasters for about 4 years and recently joined Oracle, 6 months newbie. And something that he absolutely loves to do is to watch series and read extremely difficult to understand literature and philosophical stuff. Please join me in welcoming the grammarian, or I'd like to call him the God, the grammarian of the day, Mr. God, Toastmaster Sai Charan Singh, to explain your role. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vanita. Good afternoon, people. I am Toastmaster Charan, the Word Master Grammarian for today's meeting. As a Word Master Grammarian, it is my responsibility to listen to carefully each and every word that gets uttered during the meeting, make a list of good usages, incorrect usages, and at the end, when the General Evaluator calls me onto the stage, I'll be back with my compilation of the good usages and the incorrect usages. Also, as a Word Master Grammarian, it is my responsibility to introduce to you people the word of the day and idiom of the day. The word of the day is exuberant, which means full of energy. And how do you use it? Indian cricket team is now made up of a bunch of exuberant youngsters. The idiom of the day is square the circle. What does it mean? Try to solve an impossible task. How do you use it? Arguing and winning over my girlfriend is like squaring the circle. Every time a person uses the word of the day or idiom of the day, we show our appreciation by giving a thumbs up. Now, this thumbs up can be a virtual one or a physical one. With that thing being said, I'd just like to remind you people that I'll be back here when the General Evaluator calls me at the end. With that being said, over to you, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vanita.
Thank you so much, Sai Charan. That was an amazing introduction for your role. Moving on to the third role taker that will help us with the evaluation is the person that's going to track our Let me introduce to you Avadish Singh. Avadish Singh has been with Oracle since 2010, and he currently works as a technical manager with the Oracle Advanced Customer Services team. He's been a Toastmaster since 2019, right when the pandemic hit. He's been loving to explore all of the online clubs in Toastmasters, along with exploring new places and making friends. Toastmaster Avadish, could you please explain your roles as the counter?
Thank you, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vinita, for introducing my role. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am the counter for today's meeting. And as a counter, as a General Evaluator said, that I'll be tracking the improper sounds like intersections like and, well, but, so like long pauses and the repetition of the words. I'll be submitting my submitting my report at the end of the meeting when I'll be called upon by General Evaluator. Thank you very much. Best of luck. I'm expecting everybody to square the circle and don't use the filler words. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avdesh. Now, that's the team that just got introduced. We will be evaluating you on timings, your grammar, and probably the crutch words that we use. Let's see how this meeting goes. And now I'd like to hand it back to the exuberant Toastmaster of the day, Nitin Bhagat. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Vanita. Ladies and gentlemen, I am hungry for validation. All right, that's true. It is like that. I am a comedian by passion. I try a little bit of comedy here and there. And people do comedy because they want validation from people, right? So it's the law of nature. So I want your validation right now, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a yes in the chat box, all small caps, no, as in all small letters, if I'm clearly audible. A yes in the chat in all small if I'm clearly audible. All right, fantastic. Pouring in, that's brilliant. All right, pause, wait, stop typing, wait. All right, give me a yes with a capital Y if I'm clearly visible. A yes with a capital Y if I'm clearly visible. All right, fantastico. All right, again, pause, hold on to your horses. All right, give me a yes with all caps, Y, capital E, capital S, if I'm clearly looking good today. Let's do it. Come on, let's break the Zoom chat. If I'm looking good, yes, there you go. Oh, wonderful. This is awesome. If I show this to my mom, she's going to cry out of tears. Happy tears. This is so nice. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what Toastmaster promotes. If you just go out there and ask people, hey, do I look good? Even if you do, they probably will not say that you do, But in Toastmasters, we promote well-being. We are always very supportive to each other, irrespective of whether you've performed well or not on stage. The worst that will happen is someone will give you a good feedback that'll help you improve on your skills, right? And that is one of the many reasons why you should join Toastmasters. Now, we have seen how the flow of the meeting will be. We have seen how we will get evaluated. So let's just get started with the prepared speech section. You know how in college, when you join college, especially in engineering colleges, because that's where I come from, before you join an engineering college, you have to choose your stream, right? If you choose a computer science stream, you will become a computer science engineer. If you choose a mechanical stream, you will become a mechanical engineer. In an ideal world, that's how it happens, right? Similarly, in Toastmasters, we have something called pathways. The kind of pathway you choose will determine what kind of speaker you'll become or what you will improve. There are pathways for improving on humor. So those speeches will focus specifically on humor. There are pathways that focus on leadership. So those speeches will focus only on leadership. There are pathways that focus on coaching, on presentation, on people management and event management. So that way, whatever you need to improve, you will improve. So every speech in Toastmasters has an objective, and every speaker in Toastmasters has an evaluator who evaluates that person. So I'll call upon the evaluator of today's meeting on stage. Our evaluator works as a director by profession and has been with Oracle for 14 years now. She joined Toastmasters 2 years ago. Outside of work, she likes enjoying and spending time with her family and watching old movies. To talk about the objective of today's speech, may I please call upon our evaluator for today, Toastmaster Shirisha Pammi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nitin. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing good today. Today, Toastmaster Poonam is delivering her speech in Dynamic Leadership Pathway, L3, Level 3, Project 1. Timer, please note, her timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project for the member is to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used when negotiating. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a past or future negotiation in her life. Thank you and all the best, Toastmaster Poonam. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shirisha. Ladies and gentlemen, to improve on whatever Toastmaster Shirisha said on negotiations, there are two ways of doing it. Way number one is you talk to your mother, right? Because she will negotiate like an absolute boss. I remember this one day we went to this Majestic. There's a place in Bangalore called Majestic. We went there. I wanted to buy a watch. I asked the shopkeeper how much for this watch. He said 500 rupees. My mom was like 100 or I will not pay. From 500, she brought it down to 100. Right? So that's the level of negotiation that our mothers can do. But if you can't be at that level, there's always Toastmasters where you learn how to negotiate. And that's exactly what our speaker today will do today. Our speaker for today is an analyst in Oracle and has been with the company since 2015, a Toastmaster for almost 3 years now. Outside of work, she is interested in travel, technology, fashion, music, arts, sciences, nature, animals, history, literature, and writing. So she is a complete package by herself. With the speech titled Train and Don't Drain, may I please call on stage our speaker for today, Toastmaster Poonam Gupta. Train and don't train, Poonam Gupta. Poonam, you're on mute.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nitin. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, today I am delivering the speech for Level 3, Project 1, and it is on negotiation. My negotiation here is going to be with all of you because all of you are my colleagues. All of you are the employees of the organization I'm working for. So I want to strike a deal with all of you where we all learn how we can train and we do not drain each other and we can collectively help each other grow. So I will begin with telling you a story. Tell me if you are able to relate with it. So there is a highly respected professional, 37 years old of age. He is still young. He's married, having 2 children, but he's working 12 to 14 hours a day. He's perpetually exhausted and he finds it difficult to fully engage with his family. Now, in the evenings, he feels guilty and he feels dissatisfied. He's having the money, but he's unhappy. All of this collectively takes him to a place where he sleeps poorly. He makes no time for exercise, seldom eats healthy meal, instead grabs a bite on the run, and sometimes he eats on the desk. So we are all living in that pressure-filled world. Are you able to relate with this story? Even then, even when we are trying our best, even for a phase of life, we get stuck in these kind of situations. So now, if we are following the same thing and if we are able to relate to it, how do we respond to it? Many times what happens that with the rising demand of workplace, employees respond to those demands by putting in longer hours. That is going to inevitably take toll on them physically, mentally, emotionally. There will be declining level of engagement. There will be increasing level of dissatisfaction. The turnover rates for the company are going to be higher. There will be soaring medical cost also. Because you are unhappy, you are not taking care of yourself, sooner or later you are going to get sick and the health is going to suffer. So when we are looking at all of these aspects, there is a lot there where we are having the core problem. The core problem with working the longer hours is that time is a finite resource and humans work with energy. Energy now is altogether different ballgame. It increases it increases when you are happy, it decreases with your dissatisfaction. We can say that human beings operate on 4 different kind of well springs, and we can call them as body, emotion, mind, and spirit. Energy has a good point is that you can expand it and you can regularly renew it by establishing some specific rituals, behaviors that are intentionally practiced. What can be the behaviors that you can bring to the workplace, and how organizations can help you to cultivate those? Where we can strike a deal with our employers, and employers provide you a mainframe. Company is built of people around us, our colleagues who we immediately work with. So I want to negotiate with the colleagues here that we develop a practice, a way of working that is going to enrich all of our lives. When we are happy and we are satisfied, only then we are going to bring our 100% self. And the amount that we put ourselves into the workplace, that depends on who we are and how we are. So your rituals can be something as simple to your everyday run, gym, or yoga. You have to begin it with small steps. Now, what organization will get the benefit is that instead of getting more out of people, when they are investing in people, people are going to become happy, and then people are going to bring more of themselves to the work. So when you are dissatisfied, you are consumed, you are not engaged fully. And if you are capable of giving 100%, sometimes an employee provide only 75%. If we are able to bring these rituals to the place, an employee contribution can increase. It can go to 85%, it can go to 90%. And ultimately, the total output which we are getting of this operation system, that is going to increase. So this is where I am going to negotiate with all of you that let us become our better selves. Now, how we can do this? So let us take it one by one. First is your body. Your body is about your physical energy. If you are having inadequate nutrition, if you are not exercising properly, if you are not having proper sleep and rest, your basic energy level itself is going to diminish. Then any super energy, surplus energy, that will not even come into the picture. It will also impact your ability to manage your emotion, your focus, your attention. Still, many people do not practice consistent healthy behaviors. And given all the demands in life, more or less, even if you plan something, it becomes sidetracked. You begin to skip breakfast. You are not expressing appreciation. The day-to-day interaction which you are going to have with the people around you, that quality starts to suffer. You struggle to focus on one thing at a time. So what are the things which we can do here? Every 15 to 20 minutes, how about taking a 2-minute walk? You do not need to go to far place, just go to a colleague next in the cubicle. Right now, we are all in the work from home phase, but one day we will all go to office. And there is something which is called as ultradian energy. That is 90 to 120 minutes when you are on a very high focused state and you are putting yourself into a work, you will be consuming a lot of yourself. And after that time, there will be a lot of demands from your body. Body will be craving for a recharge. If you are not giving your body that particular recharge, you are going to get exhausted. So what we can do at that point of time is that good behaviors can be within 15 to 20 minutes, do some minor stretching. Sitting in your table, have ergonomic desks. That is going to save a lot of effort. You are not having backache, you are not having headaches. So a lot of things will start to sort beginning from there. It is said that every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away from your screen. And that is going to help you reduce the strain which is coming on your eyes. The strain is getting reduced, the headache is getting reduced. You are more there, you are feeling more well. Other thing which you can do is, many of us are having back-to-back meetings, 5 hours, 7 hours. We are consistently in the meeting. We do not even have a time to take a pee break. We do not even have time to take water. How do we ensure that we have recharging points at optimum places? Every 1 hour or so, let us schedule meeting in such a way that people are getting time to go and recharge. That 5-minute break is going to help a lot. You are not sitting consistently for 5 hours and getting exhausted. taking a glass of water, walking to a place and coming back, your body is gaining some physical exercise. It is gaining a movement. You are again replenishing instead of sitting in one place and getting totally drained. So a lot of things which can be done. Walk to the meeting rooms. Why do you have to take all the meetings from your cubicle? Change the location, walk from one desk, find another flexi desk, sit there. So that physical movement when you bring, that helps a lot. When you are going for a lunch break. So I had this weird situation with few employees that we learned that even when they are 5 minutes away from their desk, they are going just to get a breakfast and they want to sit on the desk and eat that breakfast. Their manager is sending out an email that you are unavailable. Sir, you have to realize that 5 minutes is something the employee deserves. If they are not going to eat, they are not having the fuel to work. If your employee is an operation system here, you need to give it an input so it can give you an output. Okay, so when you are having lunch break, how about you make it a ritual that you also take a 10-minute walk in the campus? Speak to a lot of people. It is not just helping with your physical movement, it is also going to expand your network. So this is the one part where it is going to help. Now, apart from the physical energy, we are having the emotions. The quality of energy which you are having, it is governed by your emotions. If you are happy, you are going to be pleasant with all of the people around you. If you are unhappy, sooner or later, you are going to pick fight with employees. If you are unhappy, you are going to have dissatisfaction in your personal life as well. The frustrations, if you are not able to manage those, you are going to take those frustrations to home. Your frustrations at home, if you are not going to manage those, you are going to bring them to your workplace. Now, a person is a sum of their personal and professional life. It cannot be just either. At the very internal, we need to learn how to manage our emotions. How companies can help in that is we can organize some sort of workshop. In Oracle, we already had some good mindfulness seminars. We had some heartfulness seminars. Take advantage of those. Companies can do more of such activities, which can also teach employees how to manage their emotions. Now, when it comes to the third element, which is mind, your mind is the focus of your energy. If you are trying to multitask, if you want to do juggling, your mind has to be right. But the 4 elements are connected. So your physical and emotion, when you are getting the space from that, then you can focus on your mind. And the mind is the part where you do the multitasking and juggling. If your mind is not in the right phase, there is something called as shifting time. And you will be switching between the activities. You will not be able to focus. You will feel boredom. You will say, instead of, if I have, let us say 5 tasks to do, instead of task A, let me switch to task C. I will come back to task B. And during this, the time which you take, that is called shifting time. If your mind is not in the right place, 25% consumption increases in the shifting time. So if you are working in 8 hours, let us say 25% of your time is gone in shifting. So your physical and emotional, they are going to impact your mind, and mind is where you produce output. So keeping mind in the right place is also important. If you are making things right in the physical part and in the emotional part, it is coming together in the mind part and it is going to help you there. Another thing which I want to discuss about, that is the human spirit. Being humans, what is it that you want to focus the most on? You have to decide that. If your heart is at one thing and you are doing another thing, it is not going to help. How organization can help you discover your human spirit? What is it you want to be remembered for? Organization can tell all the employees what are the various opportunities available, how you can go take advantage of those opportunities. When one has knowledge, then only they can make informed decision. And when they are making those informed decision, they are going to choose with their heart. They are not going to choose from just what is given to them. Instead, when they choose from their heart, they are going to bring more of themselves into it. So your human spirit is also something that your employers can help to cultivate. Now, another aspect of your human spirit is your personal evolution. Along with working, where do you see yourself in your personal life? Do you see that it is much more fulfilling that instead of being recognized as a consistent employee throughout your life while you're working 40 and 16, 18 hours a day and your whole family is dissatisfied, you are working to your highest peak performance, your 14 hours of thing, you are going to do it in your 8 hours properly. Let us say you are extending 1 or 2 hours also. Still, you are able to reach to your kids' seminar. You are able to help them in your science project. You are able to take your wife for a movie. You are able to sit in the annual function of your son. Those are the moments which they are going to remember you for. Your colleagues, they change with your projects also. You become good friends with them, but your family is what stays with you. And if all the three elements which we discussed earlier, your mind, your body, your emotions, if all of those three are together, along with your family, you're naturally going to have good relationships, good friendships with your colleagues as well. You are going to have people in your life. You are going to give time to values. What are the things which you value the most? How do you want to grow up? What is that you want to become as a person? When you free yourself from all of this, there are a lot more activities and hobbies which you are going to take part in. When you take part in those, any activity is never a waste. You are always going to learn some lesson from it. And any lesson can be applied at any place. Let us say that you made time for sports. When you go to sport, you learn the sportsman spirit. You learn the teammanship. You bring that to the work. You combine it here. Now you are a team player. You know how to gel well with people in the hard circumstances, how to become a team. So all these four elements, there are small contribution. They all appear that these are all the internal things. But when you combine them together, the small contribution your employers, your colleagues, you guys yourself can bring to the place. You do not even need to depend on the company for it. You all begin this, do this for each other. Let us all do this for each other. I will do this for you. You do this for me. And together we can become the best version of ourselves. So this is the part where we have to train ourselves and we do not need to drain ourselves. I hope the pitch which I presented to you has made an impression, and perhaps you are going to understand that why we have to train ourselves and we should not drain ourselves. We can all become peak performers and we can all do well in our lives. We can all become all-rounded individuals. Let us become the best version of ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Poonam, for that very, very insightful speech. So many learnings that came out of it, and I'm sure it will be very helpful for all of us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are 211 people in this meeting, but I only see a handful of faces, and I don't really think that's fair. I mean, if you get to see this beautiful face, then I should also get to see some beautiful faces, right? What do you say? So can we please have a few more people on video? And I would like to take a screenshot with all of you. So if you can just come on video, it's okay if you have your family behind you. It's okay if your kid is breaking the wall down. It's okay if your dog is barking away. It's completely fine. The more the merrier. But if you can just have people on video, it'll be amazing. I'm going to give a couple of seconds for all of you to turn your videos on, and then we will take a screenshot. All right. And what I want you to do is I want you to put a heart emoji so that it looks like we had fun, because I'm sure that we are having fun, right? All right. I'm going to take a screenshot in a couple of seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, heart on, and taking a screenshot in 3, 2, 1. All right. Go. I'll take a couple more. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's move on. Now that we are done with the prepared speech section, we'll move on to the table topics section. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please keep it in mind that if you participate in table topics, you will get a little something. All right. And by a little something, I don't mean just love and affections from us. I mean a real little something. You will soon get in your email address. Okay. So if you do want to participate, what I want you to do is I want you to raise your hand and then we will unmute you. All right. Now, to take us through our table topic section, our table topic master for today has been working with Oracle as a principal consultant, having more than 10 years of experience. She is from HSGBU team, and outside of work, she enjoys public speaking, traveling, and reading books. Please welcome on stage the table topic master for today, Toastmaster Neha Verma.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nitin. A very good evening to all of you lovely Toastmasters and to my exuberant Oracle family. Are you all excited for the most fun segment of any table topic or any Toastmaster meeting? Well, it is table topics. So before I begin, I would like to tell what is table topic. It helps you improve your impromptu speaking, your thinking on the feet ability. I'd also like to share my experience of my first table topic. I was given a topic to speak on tea, and I thought I love tea. I jumped to the stage, and then I started. I like tea. Tea is good. That's it. Then I was silent for 10 seconds. Nothing was coming in my mind. You know what I did? I just looked into the eyes of those lovely Toastmasters. And what I got the most supportive and encouraging environment. I took a deep breath and said, I shared the most beautiful memory of my life, that how I met my best friend over the tea conversation. That day helped me how we can master the table topic, how we can master impromptu speaking just by participating in table topic. So I'll not make you wait for longer. I would just like to set some ground rules. I would expect great participation here in this segment. So please do raise hands, because then our Zoom master would pick you and make you volunteer here. I'll give you a topic and you'll get 2 minutes to speak on that. A timer would help you understand when you are reaching the time limit. So at 1 minute, you will see green card. 1 minute 30 seconds, you will see yellow card. And 2 minutes, you will see red card. That will indicate you that is the time to conclude the speech. So let us start. I'm seeing a lot of good hands. Oh, some brown hands, some white, some yellow hands. Nice. So let me pick. Before that, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see some hidden topics that are hidden behind the numbers. So I'll pick with Rahul. Can we please unmute Rahul? Zoom master. Hi, Rahul.
Hello.
Which number? Are you able to see timer card?
I am not able to see the timer card, but I do see the spreadsheet chart in front of me.
Okay, no problem. I'll just stop the share and then you will be pinned with the timer. So which number would you like to pick?
The number 5.
Number 5. That is my favorite number too. Okay. So your topic is good and bad impact of social media. Rahul, good and bad impact of social media.
Social media. Yes. So shall I start right away?
Yes. Timer. Are we ready? Okay. I think we can.
Okay. Social media. Now, none from the Toastmasters, I suppose, need an introduction to what social media is. Everyone is using it. Most of us are, the day does not start without the social accessing the social media. The day does not end before you see your messages from the social media or give your responses there. So everyone of us knows that. So the good things are it gives us a wide variety of topics. It gives an exposure to a broad cross-section of things happening around us, thought processes, different spectrum of thought processes, good, bad, whatever, which normally in our daily routine we might not be get an opportunity to interact with that or get an exposure to that. So those are the good things, but the bad things are people don't have that control. I don't have that control when I'm using or accessing social media. So that sense of control is not there. It is addictive at times. For irrelevant topics also, I end up spending time giving looking for responses and uh, making not the best use of the limited time that I have. So the bad things are the time management. It okay, that's the only thing I can. This yellow card is interfering with me. Okay, thanks. That's it.
Thank you very much, Rahul, for sharing your perspective. I totally agree. The control and time management when it comes to social media is key and imperative. And we'll continue. I am seeing great participation. So let's spotlight Ibrahim. Okay. Ibrahim, which topic would you like to choose? You can choose anything apart from what is disclosed.
Okay, I was just unmuted now. 7.
7. Okay. What can you do today that you were not capable of doing a year ago? What you can do today that you were not capable of doing a year ago?
Okay, thank you for the topic. One moment, let me just.
You should be.
Okay, yeah, I'm able to see the screen now, the timer screen.
Okay, thank you.
So hello everybody. So am I audible? Yes. Okay, perfect. So let me just start with a year ago what I was and now what current stage I am in at the moment. So a year ago, it is back a year ago. We all know that we're in the it was the pandemic what we were, and what I was not very aware of was that being at home, that we can we can do so many things. We can help the people at home, and we can I mean we can feel loud, we can give our love to everybody. And at times also what happens is, when we were working in the office, it was as if that we're totally drained out. As a fellow master of ours, she was telling about how we drain ourselves when we are at home. But when we are at our home, it is as if that we are very exuberant, that we feel very homely, and we always have that energy. I mean, provided that we have that right sort of environment at home as well. But I was very well enough that I had that sort of environment at home, and it was very exuberant for me. But back in office, we are not able to find time for ourselves, for our family, and to do what we like to, because most of the times we used to spend at least 8 to 9 hours in the family, and around, say, a couple of more hours to and fro from office. So it was like squaring the circle, that we did not know what we can do. We used to think that to manage the household chores was squaring the circle. That is all I have for today. Thank you, guys.
Very well said, Ibrahim. I think you got the nerve. We always wish that what if the life were always being at home with family. So you really took us to that moment and the same feeling. Thank you for that. So let us see who we do have next. Varun, Zoom Master, please spotlight Varun. and let me share my screen.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you able to see the sheet to choose the topic?
Yes, I can. I'll choose
And what
number
is your
3.
lucky number? 3.
Choose 3.
Okay, here you go. What is your hidden talent? Varun, what is your hidden talent?
All right, to begin with, thank you so much for giving this opportunity to be part of Toastmasters again for me. And on the topic that we have today, what is my hidden talent? Hidden talent for me, the one thing that I have hidden within me has been my forte to be a speaker. I have performed at a lot of lectures outside the peripheries of my office environment and school environment and college environment, but that is a secret that I still hold true to myself, and I haven't disclosed that with anybody as yet. So just to share, I've had my chance to deliver lectures at MBA schools and certain workshops, but I've kept that secret hidden from my office fraternity until date. As to why I call it a hidden talent for me, is because I've had a chance to impact people at large. And I say large, not too many, but at least 30, 40 participants who were there. They were there and I did have good responses from them. And on top of that, even after I concluded the presentation and the seminar that I had, these folks still contact me for all issues that they may be facing in their professional and personal life. To top it up, to hone my talent that it is, something that I've still kept it hidden, I have been taking training under a mentor by the name Sanjeev Datta, who is just to share, who is also the mentor of the Miss Universe and the Miss Indias that have represented India as the international participant. To share, even the recently crowned Miss Universe, Miss Sandhu, also happens to be a student of my mentor, and under his guidance, I have been honing and trying to make sure that I'm able to capitalize on this talent of mine and would like to be part of a bigger conglomerate and ensure that I have a bigger stage to pursue my dream and contribute to the world in the maximum capacity as a public speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Varun, for spilling the beans. And I really would like to wish you all the best with all your dreams. I hope they come true.
Thank you.
So before moving forward, I would like to have quick check with Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nitin. Do we have time to take more topics?
Yeah, we can have a couple more topics. We can go on till 5 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. Yay, we can go. We have time. So who is next? Sanket? Zoom Master, please spotlight Sanket. Sanket,
hi,
are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
So what is your lucky number today?
8.
8.
Yep.
Okay. What makes you smile, Sanket?
Oh,
Sanket,
lots of things.
What
Yes.
makes you smile?
Lots of things, but mainly is food. So I'm a foodie, so I love when I see the food, and I love to travel, and I'm crazy about driving. I'm a good cook. Yep, because I'm a foodie. So yes, so people says actually I have a smiling face. I'm not sure whether I have or not, but yes, I love to smile. I love to make people smile, and yes. So that's the most important thing in life, I think. So happy faces, be smile, and have good food, be happy, smile, and that's all, I think. When food come to the picture, then I think the only food, that's the reason actually I told food, have good food. So and travel a lot, explore a lot, and smile. So that's make me smile, and hope for a lot of people actually it will make a smile face. Good food, travel, and dream of what you have without thinking of anything else. So I can say it's a chill pill kind of environment and thinking. So I think I can wrap up with this, with my presentation or my thinking over here itself.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
Sanket. So nice, and I hope you all get chance to try your dishes. Thank you so much for sharing that you're a good cook and you enjoy cooking as well as like eating the nice food. So I can see more hands. So let me pick Bhavna this time. Zoom Master, would you please spotlight Bhavna for us? and I'm going to share my screen.
Hi Neha, thanks for picking me. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, I can hear you well. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, and what is the number?
I'd like to choose number 2.
Number 2. What motivates you, Bhavna? Bhavna, what motivates you?
Thanks all. Thanks Neha for this topic. I have a lot of motivation in my life and I'd like to talk about that. So hi all, hope you're having a good day. I'm Bhavna and the topic is what motivates me. The most important thing that motivates me is the support of the people in my life. I have been blessed with tons of positive people in my life, including my parents, my partner, and my extended family. I feel the smile on their face when they wish me when I achieve something is what motivates me. We all have in our life faced a lot of adversity at times, and I also have faced some. And the biggest adversity I feel that we all faced was during COVID time when we had to, adopt to the new normal. And when they saw me try to face on this adversity and, be better in it, be better working from home, when we all try to, adjust and move on, that was something that, their motivation helped me a lot in that time. Because I'm someone who is an ambivert. I am what we call a mix of extrovert and introvert. I'm an ambivert. And for me, I talk to very specific people. And for me, when my people around me were missing, when I could not have connect with people, that, depressed me a bit because I was unable to connect with people. And I feel a lot of people also face this issue where we were with a limited amount of people and we wanted more connect. And when I saw my family motivated me, they reached out to me in various ways where they supported me and they helped me move out of it. That's what motivated me. And I know this year might not be, be the one that we actually go to office where it will not be mandatory, but I'm definitely looking forward to, even when working from office, be a part of the overall team and grow there. Thank you all.
Thank you, Bhavna. I think I am also one of that kind only. And now I know I have a name, ambivert. So I'll use that for my introduction as well. Thank you for introducing yourself and explaining what motivates you. So I think I'm sorry, but I think now we are exhausted with the time limit for this segment, but we have great other segments to carry on. And for that, I would like to hand over this virtual stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neha. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a different thing to speak in front of your own crowd, in front of your own team. You're very comfortable there. But it's a total different scenario when you're speaking to an audience of 120, 170 plus, 200 plus people. It takes a massive amount of courage to be vulnerable and talk about things over there. So can we please have a round of applause for everyone who spoke and for everyone who raised their hands, but unfortunately did not get a chance. Great job, all of you. Thank you so much for attempting. With this, we'll move on to the final section of today's meeting, which is the evaluation section. Now, it is a given that it is very important for us to periodically assess and adapt our activities to ensure that they are as effective as possible. Evaluations can help you identify areas of improvement and ultimately help you realize your goals more effectively. So to evaluate our meeting for today and to evaluate everyone who performed in today's meeting, please welcome back on stage our general evaluator for today, distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha Rangarajan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nitin. Again, visible, audible. We're going to, how many of you thought that this general evaluation is going to be super boring, like a principal coming and saying how badly the class fared or how nice the class fared? No, principal never says how nicely the class fared. How many of you think it's going to be like that? Let's open up something here and do something slightly different. And I want all of you to be attentive. And it's also a good way to test your own listening skills to see if you paid attention to the speakers that came in up until about now. So what we're going to be doing is I will be evaluating every single person that came on the Zoom screen in the order in which they appeared. But I will also ask for one of you to raise your hand and we'll follow that decorum because otherwise it gets crazy with 160 people. And you will tell us one nice thing that you liked about the person that spoke, or something that they could improve on. Also, feel free after the evaluation is over to use the chat and give us any more comments. We will only be able to accommodate one person at a time. This is just to make sure that in addition to the assigned people who will give you evaluations, everyone else is also engaged. So if you're good with this, give me a thumbs up. Listening skills. Come on, come on, come on, everyone. All right, great. Fantastic. So the first person that walked into the stage today, or the Zoom screen today, was our Sergeant at Arms. I love the fact that he had mentioned the other name for him. For a non-Toastmaster crowd, he called himself the Zoom moderator. Immediately, everybody was able to relate to, oh, okay, so Sergeant at Arms didn't ring a bell, but a Zoom moderator surely does. So great job there in explaining your role for a Toastmaster audience and a non-Toastmaster audience. I love the fact that he took the effort to stand and speak. Usually everybody's just sitting lazy, not really doing the body language, people like me. But I love the fact that you had done this standing and speaking. That was very good. I love the introduction that you had to the MC. Now, we don't know the person who's going to come and host. So there was a good build up to the MC that you had, and job very well done. If I were to suggest something to you, it could probably be about how you could have talked about Toastmasters having a global presence. You did touch about the fact that, you know, Toastmasters is a public speaking platform, but I'd like for the audience to know from you that we are an organization which has 16,800 plus clubs across 149 countries, out of which 8 of them are within Oracle India itself. Some trivia like that for everyone to know how global we are as an organization, and how once you're a Toastmaster, you're always a Toastmaster anywhere you go. Now, I thought that Vivek was at his exuberant best. I promised myself I'll not use the word for every role taker, but Charan, are you listening? I thought Vivek was at his exuberant best today, great energy in opening the meeting. If you thought the same thing, then how about we give him a heart symbol on your reaction button? Heart symbol, come on, make your hands work, be attentive in the meeting. Excellent, excellent. Well done, Toastmaster Vivek. Now, the second person that came and he kept speaking all the way long. So I'm going to reserve my comments for the Toastmaster of the day or the MC to the very end. Let's keep him guessing a little bit. Moving on to the next person that came in here is our speaker and evaluator. Now, you heard a prepared speech. Toastmaster Poonam had come in here with, you know, notes being prepared, and she came here. And then we have Toastmaster Sirisha, who will come and tell us how she fared on the specific speech objective. And in her way of, you know, achieving her speech goals, how has she done? So I'd now like to invite the evaluator of this individual speaker, Toastmaster Sirisha, to let us know on how Poonam has fared. Over to you, Sirisha.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster, General Evaluator Vanitha. Good evening, everyone, one more time. Toastmaster Poonam, train, and don't drain. The suggestions that you have given are the need of the hour. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Poonam, for sharing all those suggestions with us today. Today, I would like to divide my evaluation into 3 segments. What are the areas Toastmaster Poonam excelled at? What can be improved? And the conclusion. Coming to the areas what she excelled at, Toastmaster Poonam, you started with saying that I am going to make a deal with all of you. And then you explained a story. With that, you hooked all of us with your speech. With this, I can say that you are an exuberant speaker. I really loved your speech. And the way you explained, I like the 3 things in how you explained. What are we doing? How it is impacting us, and what we need to do to avoid this. I loved these 3 steps that you have followed in your speech. The third thing is final message. Let us let us do this for ourselves. I will do it for you, you do it for me. Great message for all of us to take away. And thank you so much. To take your speech to the next level, I would like to give you 2 suggestions today. The first one is, in between your speech, you mentioned how Oracle as an employer is helping us. What I felt was you should have divided what are the things we need to take care as an individual and how can we take help from Oracle as an employer. That could have given us a better understanding of what can be done as an individual or what can be taken from Oracle. And the second suggestion is, you have given a lot of suggestions, as I mentioned. At the end of your speech, you could have reiterated all of them so that we remember everything what you have suggested in your speech. So on the whole, today I really loved your speech and I had a great message to take away. To conclude, you hooked your audience, give us a great message. To take this speech to the next level, please make sure you're reiterating your suggestions at the end of your speech. Thank you. We would love to hear more and more speeches from you. Over to you, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sirisha. How many of you thought that she's probably the kindest person in the Zoom room? How nice she is with her evaluation. I particularly felt a couple of things here. The way that you said, I felt, my opinion, if you want to take your speech to the next level, so nice. If only I had a father or a mother like this, how nice it would have been. I do have to give you feedback. The things that I really liked in the way that evaluation happened was that she talked about the strengths. She talked about what could be improved on. She specifically talked about everything that Sirisha said today was her opinion, not necessarily people in the audience. But if you notice, she kept saying words like, I felt, I thought you could do this. And so that reiterates the important thing that you do as somebody who gives feedback, which is not speaking for the public, but only talking for yourself and giving your personal opinion about the speech. I thought you did that very well. I love the fact that you were able to summarize within the time that you had, Sirisha. It's not too many times that I see that happening in evaluation, because no matter what I said, the summary is what stays in the head of the speaker. So I'm sure Poonam is able to nod her head and say, oh yes, now I remember, because you summarized that quite well. Great choice of words in your entire evaluation. I thought it was extremely uplifting and very motivating to a speaker. And I'm pretty sure with the feedback that you've given, Poonam wants to come back. Now, if I were to be a little critical, because I know Poonam has been in Toastmasters for a bit, and this is for her and anybody else who wants to attempt, we absolutely need to be mindful of the time. I know Sirisha did not cover that at all, but you literally took double the time. For a keynote speech, hey, you were a wonder. We could easily see that it came out from a place of credibility. You knew so much about this subject, but when it's 5 to 7 minutes, you have to wrap up at 7.5 minutes. You cannot take the audience time for granted. I'll tell you what that did today. 5 people in the audience did not get an opportunity to speak on the table topics that followed by, because their time was eaten by you. So next time when you rehearse for a speech, be very mindful of the time. It's okay for like a few seconds here and there spill over. And also ensure that you pin that timer or have the timing in check, just so that, whatever you say, you will be able to say it within that time. Now, when you are sticking to the time when you speak, there is one more thing that happens. You will only talk about the important things. You will automatically filter out from your speech. Maybe I don't have to say this right now. Or maybe I could only talk about 2 things out of the 4 things that I spoke. And that will be a good indication of letting you keep the crux of the speech as well. Amazing attempt on what I thought was a great negotiation with the Oracle employees here. Fantastic evaluation. If you thought this speaker and evaluator combo did very well, let's go for a reaction which celebrates. There is a celebration reaction. Can we get that going? I'm just checking your Zoom skills also in the meantime, okay? Great going there. Fantastic. All right. So moving on to the next set of role takers that came, and I'd like to evaluate the table topics master. Neha, are you ready? I love the fact that you talked about what is table topics. You explained to the Aam Janta who don't know what table topics could be and how table topics helps in real life. I love that you would introduce that. I thought there were a fabulous amount of topics that were easy to attempt. Now, I could only know this from the audience because literally nobody struggled. I remember the first time that I went to a Toastmaster meeting when the topic was given, it was so ridiculous that I could not even make sense out of it. And by the time my turn came to speak, I was barely doing well. So I thought these were topics which were easy, irrespective of the level of the speaker. Anybody could talk about, say what motivates them, how different they are, the hidden talent and topics like that. I thought it was a good pick of topics that you did. Job very well done there. My specific highlight about your role today was the active listening part. After every speaker that came by, you added your, I feel this, I really think what you said about this, and you added your personal touch, which goes to show that you didn't stop your job with just talking about the topics or giving out the topics. You also went that extra mile, heard them out in the end, and then you had a good call back to everyone that came in. So job very well done there. Now, if I were to give you one, and I'm just nitpicking here because you were a fabulous role taker today. If I were to give you one suggestion, we could have totally dropped that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just had you roll out the topic directly. This way, we would have been able to probably make time for one more person, because that going back and forth with the choose 1, choose 2, choose 3, you could have just put that topic on the slide and everybody would have picked up, the next person to speak would have picked up. Nevertheless, very engaging. You can try this picking the lots one when you're doing it in an in-person meeting in OTH or wherever it is that you're working out of. But for the Zoom screen, I thought you did fabulously well. A great round of applause for Neha, and let's experiment with the reaction button. Not making a joke of you, but if you thought that she was great, put a ha-ha symbol for her and let's see how many of you do that. Okay, fantastic. A quick round for all the table topic speakers. Now, I know it's your first time, so this grandmother can just go away and move on to the next speaker, but here I am with the intention that everybody picks up something or the other. So now for all the table topic speakers, and this is for any time that you need to speak impromptu going forward, a common tip that we give out in Toastmasters is to kind of structure your impromptu speech. Even when you're going to be speaking impromptu, how about you have 3 things in mind? The first thing is, how do I engage with the audience at the first 30 seconds? What is it that I can do with the audience that will catch their attention? So that's called the opening of your speech. It could be an audience interaction. It could be a story. It could be a random moment that you do, just something to attract the audience attention. If you can pull up a quote or just anything at all is the first recommendation. The second part of your speech itself is what I recommend as the body of the speech. There you disagree with the topic or you agree with the topic, you give points about the topic. And the last one and the most important one is not necessarily to summarize, but give a call to action or tell them that it's ending and this is what I feel about the topic, and leave them back with something to think about, something to take back home. This is a general structure that I'd like for you to attempt every single time that you get a table topics or an opportunity to speak impromptu. Now, if you thought that this is a good idea for you to go back and try the next time somebody asks you to speak, give me a thumbs up. On screen, off screen. Couple of important things that I wanted to highlight during this this thing itself, during the various sessions that the various speakers that we had. I absolutely love the fact that Ibrahim, in his impromptu speaking, was not just going to be using the word of the day twice. Charan, I'm sorry, I'm stealing your thunder there. But he also managed to put in the phrase of the day. That's just extremely well attempted, using the word of the day and the phrase of the day. I didn't expect that coming from a table topics at all. And you did yourself very good on that front. The second thing that I like to notice was Bhavna, when she spoke about her topic. I love how she casually introduced a new word of the day for everyone, and which easily picked up by Neha as well. And we all now know ambivert. She nicely explained what that meant as well. And that for me was a good takeaway. Like, I listened to a speech, I got a new word coming out of that speech as well. So very well done. I did think that Varun's already one of us. I'm not sure if Varun's a Toastmaster, but just a public speaker in the midst of the non-Toastmasters. I was thinking, hey, wow, like that is just some level of amazing level of public speaking already. For Rahul, one of the comments that I had was a lot of it, and if you notice, and again, I don't want to take Avadesh's role, a lot of it was about using the crutch words. There was a lot of, And so maybe one recommendation for anybody who feels like you might be using a little more of crutch words when you speak impromptu is to slightly just make that into a pause. Instead of saying, just pause and then say the word that you want. That way it'll give you time to think inside, and the sentences will come out strongly without an attempt of making everyone look like you're not sure of what you're speaking. So the crutch words being replaced with slightly long pauses would help in the way of making up, sentences on the go. Now, that was the list of the table topic speakers that I've noted down. I do know that Sanket had spoken as well, but I didn't have like a recommendation for him. If you are all impressed with the mighty set of table topic speakers that we've had today, let's give them all a heart symbol. Heart reactions, heart reactions. Fantastic. All right. So now let's call the individual role takers who would also help me with the evaluation. And for that, let's now start with our timer. Toastmaster Narayanan, would you be able to tell us how much time Poonam took and the rest of the table topic speakers? Over to you. Okay, I like the awkward silence in the room. Narayanan, one time. Yes, hi.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. The prepared speaker took 16 minutes today, and all the rest of the table topic speakers are very with the time, except one. I have shared their name individually to submit into the chat. Do you want me to proceed with the individual time for the others as well?
You can post it on the chat if that's okay with you, Narayanan. Are we good?
I'll do that.
Okay, what about the evaluator? How did Sirisha do on her timing?
She took exactly 2 minutes. Well, with the time limits.
Okay, fantastic. Sirisha, that means it's a tip for you to go a slightly longer. You were allowed 3.5 minutes. So maybe 2 more points there, maybe a point of recommendation, maybe a point of commendation would have helped, just so that you're utilizing the entire feedback time that you've given. Thank you so much for that report, Toastmaster Narayanan. I see how none of the table topic speakers struggled to start at all. You were like pros. Literally, like you have been doing this for such a long time, and that timing report there is testimony for it. Fantastic job there with all the table topic speakers. Quickly moving on to our next role taker, could we have Toastmaster Avdesh tell us on how we have done on the crutch words? Be nice to me, Avdesh. I knew I had a lot of crutch words today.
Please let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Not yet, but I think it's being shared. Can someone else confirm when the screen's coming up? Yes,
it's
you
up
can
now.
see it now.
Okay, you can see it. Okay, so Toastmaster Vivek Kumar, he didn't use any crutch words, and Toastmaster of the day, Nitin, he used once and once, and General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Vinita, you used more than twice, and Grammarian and Timer, they didn't use any crutch words. Coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Poonam Gupta, she used twice, and once. And the evaluator for the Toastmaster Poonam was Toastmaster Shisha. She didn't use any sound words in the interjections and other words. Now coming to the table topics, the table topic master Neha, she took more than twice, once. And coming to the table topic speakers, Rahul used more than twice, he used more than twice. And coming to Ibrahim, he used once and twice, more than twice, and so once. He used repetitive word very at the beginning. And when coming to Varun, he used once. And coming to Sanket, he used once, so once. And last speaker Bhavna, she used once and more than 2 times. This is my report. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avdesh, for bringing that creativity. I liked how the counter had like a plus symbol, minus symbol. It was very nice to navigate through that. I would have liked to see a little more of your face. So maybe it's good time to invest in a light that comes in front of you. This thing, I would have liked to see the person that's actually evaluating. Now I just see a silhouette and I'm figuring out behind the shadows of this person, how you actually look. That's a good tip for anyone who's on Zoom and spends a lot of time in your meetings. You do want to show people how you look, because a lot of it is about gestures and your facial expressions. You don't want them to miss that out. Fantastic report. I love the fact that you had just put 2+ for me. So you're already my favorite role taker, because you stopped at just 2. 2+ could just be 20 or 30. But I see that you'd covered a whole array of words, crutch words, and reminding that for everyone else has been a good indication. We also had some role takers who did not use crutch words at all. I love the fact that you'd call that out as well. My sergeant at arms here, Toastmaster Vivek, had absolutely no crutch words in his 3-4 minute speech. That was job very well done. I failed to have noticed if there was anybody else not having the crutch words, but good job there noticing and highlighting the ones that did not use crutch words during our meeting as well. Okay, I'm going to do the reaction button in the end for all 3. Let's now move on to the God. Let's call him and find out how we did today. Sai Charan, are you ready for your report?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha. Now, I'm sure that distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha is not going to be nice after I get done with the sermon that I'm going to get started, but here it goes. So starting off with the good usages, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Vivek used the phrase speak in good taste. Toastmaster Nitin, the Toastmaster of the day, had these few good usages. Jokes may not land, supremely caters to, donned multiple hats, pouring in, be vulnerable, the more the merrier. Now, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha, had these few good usages. Question of the year, survived, thrived, talking and walking Renan Martin. I liked how she said nuv, nuv, nuv. And then she used the word decorum and then the phrase stealing your thunder. Now, Toastmaster Poonam had a few good usages such as strike a deal, perpetually exhausted, bite on the run, inevitably a different ball game, craving for a recharge and replenishing. Now, table topic speaker Rahul used spectrum of thoughts. Toastmaster Neha used the word imperative and the idiom spilling the beans. Varun used a few good words such as forte, peripherally, hone. Toastmaster Sirisha used the phrase need of the hour, and Toastmaster Bhavna used the word ambivert. And here are a few incorrect usages that I was able to make a note of. Please excuse me. Rule number 3 must have been rule number 3. It is in the bottom must have been it is at the bottom. Mission of Toastmaster must have been mission of Toastmasters. Repeat it again. Now again is already, it's redundant. Repeat it. Attended a meeting in JP Morgan, attended a meeting at JP Morgan Marthali. There are clubs that caters to, there are clubs that cater to, books a slot. I'm not saying that this is wrong. You could have probably said reserve a slot. Hold on to your horses, hold your horses. Improve on your skills, improve your skills. The purpose of the project for the member, the purpose of the project is for the member. He finds it difficult, he finds it difficult. Take a toll, it's take a toll. So that was incorrectly pronounced. What the organization benefit will get is what benefits the organization will get are. How we can do this, how can we do this? Go to a far place, go to a place that's far from here. Sitting in your table, sitting in your chair. Strain is coming on your eyes, your eyes are being strained. To take water, to drink water. Something that employees in that context. All-rounded individuals, well-rounded individuals. Affections, I do not think that is something that has a plural thing. So it must have been affection. Would like to tell you people, I'm sorry, did not make a, okay, yeah, here it is. Would like to tell you what is table topic, would like to tell you what a table topic is. Nothing was coming in my mind. I was not able to think of anything. Now, it's not food, it's food. It's foot, and it's not food, it's foot. This one, it's not food, it's food, and your foot is foot. And then adopt to new normal, adapt to new normal, touch about, touch upon. And the idiom of the day, word of the day. Idiom of the day has been used by Toastmaster Adivesh once, distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha once, Ibrahim twice. The word of the day has been used by distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha once, Toastmaster Neha once, Ibrahim twice, and Sirisha once. Thank you, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Oh my God, Mr. Bullet Train, where were you? My search for the perfect Renan Martin, human Renan Martin, has actually ended. I cannot believe that you have squared the circle of finding that human Renan Martin for me. Amazing job there, Toastmaster Sai Charan. Oh my God, my eyes were literally popping out listening to you. I love the fact that you had used names when you talked about good usages, and you hid names when you were talking about things to improve. That's something that we do in a positive and a supportive learning environment here, which is Toastmasters. You don't need to highlight who called out the wrong word, because guess what? The person who used the word knows it. And so when they are listening to it, they will automatically know it's correction for them. But I love the fact that you had highlighted the good usages. You also went about correcting pronunciation as well. So that's a good one that that you did there. Like I said, I didn't know that you were going to be this good when I called you God in the beginning of the meeting. Now I'd like you to retain that title and keep it in mind that you're one of the best grammarians that I've seen in my 6 years of being a Toastmaster. Fantastic job there, Toastmaster Charan. Now, if you were to give a symbol for all these three tag role takers, the tag is the timer, the accountant, and the grammarian. So we call them tag in a Toastmaster Club meeting. Give them all a thumbs up. Adish Chowdhury just randomly put some other smiley first, right? Like emoticon, there was some other emoticon that came and then he realized, okay, thumbs up maybe is a good idea. Fantastic. Okay, great job there. Now I'm going to reserve this is the last role taker that I'd like to comment about. And Nitin, so are you ready? You're like full smiling, very handsome and all, it seems. Now let's see you crying a little bit. Just joking. I was going to tell you that this was a fun start. How many of you thought that he had great energy? I don't know what the hell you're doing in Oracle. You totally should be a full-time stand-up comedian. You had absolute stage presence, even on a Zoom. I love the fact that you had, brought in the whole host of the awards night, called in for yourself. And I love the subtle humility, which was never there in your entire conversation there. There was absolutely no trace of humility at all. Calling, for attention for yourself, to calling yourself handsome, to everything. It works so well in this audience. I think a lot of them were very engaged. I love the fact that you explained sections of the meeting. So even a clear non-Toastmaster, everybody who walked into the meeting definitely knew for good what exactly happens in a Toastmaster. I think you spent good time on that. I love the personal story on how this worked for you. The red velvet cake was a little misleading, but sure, it added up to the credibility because it's your own story, and it was great that you brought it here. If I were to give you one recommendation, I found that like slightly odd is that when you were introducing the speaker, you had talked about pathways as the curriculum, and then you had talked about pathways saying you become the person that based on the path that you choose. Isn't that the other way around? I want to become an effective coach, and so I choose the path effective coaching. I want to be a dynamic leader, and so I choose the path. So I technically choose the path to become the person that I want, and not the other way around. Like, for example, I know you would probably attempt, engaging humor because you're a wannabe. No, I won't even say you're a wannabe stand-up comedian anymore, but you're an established stand-up comedian, at least in the Oracle house here. So it's very good to see that it's important to highlight that the pathways is chosen based on what you want to become through the curriculum. Using the curriculum is one indication that I thought. I'm just nitpicking because I don't want you to go, oh, she really had no comments for me and all of that. So I'm like, okay, you know what? You could have done this. That's exactly why I put in the last point. I thought you were a fabulous host, great energy throughout till the very end. You had fantastic introductions to every single person that came on the stage, which meant a lot of prep work had done. So he's also somebody who's been, working towards getting the role takers here and getting this entire meeting started and working along for getting this approvals, the email being sent to 16,000 Oracle members across India. So all of that and the Toastmaster of the Day role. Nitin, I think you did a stellar job today. You should go home, have that red velvet cake and sleep in peace, knowing that I did a great job. You did do a great job. That's been my time for being your general evaluator for today. I had a great time talking to so many of you, listening to so many fun stories. And it's a group of people that I feel the safest with. Oracle employees, the best kind of employees that there is. If you are looking for a place where you can network, come here and feel like a safe place that you want to come and become a better version of yourself, then try Toastmasters at a club meeting near you. Until then, I'd like to sign off and hand it back to the very charming and very exuberant and the very funny Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Vanita and your entire team for that amazing, amazing evaluation. I am personally on the 7th cloud right now. My ego is off the charts. I'm not coming back to ground zero for a while. But thank you so much. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the 3 important segments of a Toastmasters meeting. I hope that today's meeting gave you some insights on the benefits of joining Toastmasters, on the various benefits of joining Toastmasters. Toastmasters is like a gym. You go the first day, you may have some improvements, but it won't be massive. However, the more you go, the more active you become, the more improvements you'll start seeing in the longer run. And that's why you should join Toastmasters. Now, how do you join Toastmasters? We have your email addresses, we have your names. So we will get in touch with you individually, and we will make sure that we carve out a very clear, a very simple path for you to join one of the Oracle clubs that is present in India. I had a lot of fun hosting you, and I can only hope that the feeling is mutual. I know that there were a lot of bad jokes in it, but 124 of you have survived for 1.5 hours. So congratulations on that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to officially close the session. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, and we'll do our best to answer them. Thank you so much. Any questions, feel free to unmute and we'll answer them.
Yeah, I just had a question. So I joined, virtually. So I'm not still sure which, Hyderabad office I'll be sitting to. In the mail I did saw there's a lot of drop downs for Hyderabad office. So how will you assign us, to a NetSuite Toastmasters team?
Okay, Sirisha, do you want to answer that?
Yes. Hello, Bhavna. This is Toastmaster Sirisha. So I am from Oracle Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. So our team is going to get in touch with you.
Thank you.
We can have a discussion.
Hi.
Hi.
We have only one club, only one Toastmaster club for Hyderabad, irrespective of the location that you're from. So it doesn't matter where you are, the location should be the same. Is that correct, Sirisha?
Yes, Vanita. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sunil here. I have one question. I'm also from Hyderabad. So I wanted to also, actively engage with Toastmasters. How will I come to know? Like when the next session would be, and like how can I, will I get a mail, or will I have to, go to an Oracle office, or how is it going to be?
So there is a email ID, Hyderabad All In Group. So you have to subscribe to that group, Sunil. Automatically get to know about these invites. So before the session, we will be sending an email to our employee club, and from there they will send to Hyderabad All Group. So you will get a notification from them.
Okay, so they will add me to that group, and then I'll start getting the mails.
Exactly. Yeah, you can subscribe to that group.
Thanks, Sirisha.
Sirisha, just a follow-up question on the same. So do we have to go ahead and subscribe based on each of our locations? Say a person is based out from Chennai or Bangalore, how we should go about with it?
So I'll take that question. Ruxana,
Thanks, Nitin.
all right, no problem. I just I've put a message in the Slack, in the Zoom chat. There is a Slack channel that we have dedicated for Toastmasters. All of the Oracle clubs in India, they use this Slack channel to give out communication that, hey, we are having a meeting on so and so day, so and so time. So you can just join that Slack channel and keep an eye out for the messages. That is number one. Number two, based on your location, that particular group will reach out to you, or that particular club will reach out to you for their meetings only. So if, let's say, you're interested in joining only the meetings of Bangalore, for example, the clubs of Bangalore will reach out to you. If you're interested only for Delhi, the clubs of Delhi will reach out to you. So based on your location, that particular person will reach out to you regarding their individual meetings. If you want to know meetings of all the clubs in Oracle, you can join the Slack channel that is mentioned in the Zoom chat.
All right. So that's the only thing we have to do from our end, right?
For now, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Nitin.
Cool.
Thank
Sumita here, Nitin. It's like, how do you plan for employees working remotely? It's like I'm working remotely. So, but my base location is Bangalore. So I could make it, right? Can I take that question, Nitin? So we plan to have an online club. An online club is where you could log in from anywhere in the world, as long as you're an Oracle employee. or an ex-employee of Oracle, and that will work predominantly completely online. So even if you move to offices, you'll continue to meet online. So we have a plan of that, because we had a lot of locations which don't have Toastmasters yet in Oracle offices, registering and signing up for this. So we plan to have one of our clubs being converted into an Oracle online club, and having the rest of the country join us, all remote workers and all. Nitin had mentioned that there were a significant number of remote workers who had signed up for this meeting. So we'll make sure that every one of you feel welcome into Toastmasters. The only exception for the online club is that even when we choose to go into the office, the rest of the clubs will meet in person in a huddle room, a conference room in Oracle, but the online club will continue to have this exact same format like we saw today. That's the only difference. I hope it answered your question, Sumita.
Yes, thanks, Vanita. That's good to hear. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. We make sure we're taking care of any employee across the country.
Thank you.
Vanita, quick follow-up question based on the same thing. So how frequent we'll have these kind of meetings?
Nitin, do you want to take that question?
Yeah, so it depends from club to club. Some clubs meet weekly once, and some clubs meet once in 2 weeks. Some of them meet once in a month. So it depends on clubs, but generally most of the clubs follow once per week.
And we will be notified as how we receive the earlier mail?
Yes. So again, Slack channel is number one. Number two, when the individual club reaches out to you, they will add you to their individual DL mailing list. So you will get communication from all forms. Additionally, some clubs have WhatsApp groups of their own. So if, let's say, you don't always look out at emails, you can also get added to their WhatsApp groups and you will get the communication from there.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxana. Folks, any more questions?
Nitin, you don't have a joke for that awkward silence?
I'm trying to think of one, but I can't come up with any for now. All right, I guess if we don't have any other questions, we can close this meeting. But again, ladies and gentlemen, www.toastmasters-int, that's the Slack channel. I'm again putting it in the Zoom chat. You can always join that Slack channel and get communication regarding all Oracle clubs, not just in India, but global as well. We have a lot of clubs based out of other locations in other countries. So depending on your time zone, depending on your comfortability, you can always join other clubs as well.
Hi, just to come in here, do we actually have winners today, or it's only participation today?
Varun, I know you think you're a winner. We think so too. But today
No.
I'm just. You were fabulous as a speaker, but we didn't do the voting format on purpose today. But please visit a club and be a part of a club meeting, because all clubs will have the winners format. Like every role taker, there would be a best role taker, a best speaker, and this thing. But we chose not to do it for the open house today, because we didn't want to discourage anyone, on their level of speaking in an open house.
Just to come in here, it feels so much at home coming today. I'm joining a Toastmasters meeting after 7 years today. I was a regular Toastmasters at the Noida Toastmaster Club. And just to share, I was district winner for the table topic itself in 2015. So I missed my rank by one, in the sense I wasn't first, I was the second. Otherwise, I would have gone to Washington, D.C. is where it is. Sorry, but yeah.
Wow,
Right.
that's fantastic.
Thank you. So just, it's felt so much homecoming today that after so many years, I've joined a Toastmasters club, and I'm part of the summit that I used to be back in the day. So having done a lot of other gigs on the public stage, this is where I learned all the ground. Honestly, the first time I was on the floor maybe in 2013 or 14, I was in shambles too. I really didn't know what to speak. But as I said, given the environment and the learning environment that is there at Toastmasters, where we do not criticize, but only look at the advancement options, is how I gained confidence by the day. And I'm happy to report I'm a customer success specialist. I sell to 9 countries across Asia and blah, blah, blah. Not to impress on the work that I do. But yeah, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Would love to be part of the Toastmasters event.
Welcome back home then.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Also, Varun, I'll just paste the standard line that we use in all reality shows. Everybody is a winner today. So
yeah, everybody is a winner, including myself.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, just for your context, a district finalist, that's what Varun is, means he came second in about 5,000 people, right? 5,000 or 10,000 people. So that's a huge, huge accomplishment.
That's many years back.
Still Varun.
7 years back. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much. Had a great day, great time at the event today. Look forward to joining more such sessions.
Thank you, Varun.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, any other questions?
Nitin, I think we have one on chat.
Waiting for the little something. You'll get it, Adarsh. You'll get it. Don't worry. I'm just looking at the videos that are on, trying to see if I can expect a question from the facial expressions or not. Trying to read faces. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and let us know.
I like how Nitin is like, somebody asked me some question. No, I can't deal with the silence. He has that expression on his face. This was so fun.
We can have timer cards for the silence as well.
I saw that ping on the chat. Okay, so how about I excuse myself from this awkward silence? It's been great to meet everyone here.
All right, I can close the session then, Vanita. There are no more questions.
Yes, if maybe we could ask Rahul or Ibrahim what they felt about the session. And somebody who just turned your video on. Ganesh, were you listening in fully or you just came like last minute to say hi, bye?
Yeah, it was a very nice session. I was a couple of sessions. I was part of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. A couple of sessions I had already attended. I think that gave me a little something to speak on this forum. But overall, it was a very nice session. Our Toastmaster of the day, Nitin. I mean, hats off to you, Nitin. You did moderate the entire thing very well. And what I was very impressed was about is Sai Charan Singh. I'm not sure. Oh, he's there. I see you, Sai. I think he is really fantastic, Sai Charan. I think I did not even think that, okay, fine, he'll just list. I think he had everybody, everything, whatever everybody had told, he had right in his mind. Just fantastic. And that is all. I think I'll definitely be part of this larger forum. And thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, Sai Charan and Nitin, come down now. Okay.
Okay.
Vanita, we would like to hear from Charan actually how he made a note of such very impressive feedback, each word by word, line by line, etc. So Charan, anything you would like to, I mean.
Do you have any software as such? Okay, fine, whatever they tell, just put it there. Voice recognition.
In fact, I saw a person in the chat. Is there any tools to document all these things?
He's our very own Grammarly, walking, talking Grammarly.
No, see, this is a good thing when I do this in front of people. When I do it with my friends, they hate me. Okay. A lot of my friends say to me that you'll not get a wife. Okay, this thing happened. So this is a good thing here. That's not a good thing everywhere. So yeah,
I'm sure every group has this grammar Nazi, right? Like there's one grammar Nazi who points out constantly. The only job that they do is to point out, hey, you know what? It was not this word. It was this word. You'll be speaking with so much emotion, and that person will just butt in and correct your grammar.
Exactly.
You're that person in the group.
I was consoling. Yeah. Yeah, I was consoling a friend of mine, and all of a sudden she used some wrong word, some incorrect sentence. All of a sudden came up. I said, "Excuse me, this is not how it's supposed to be." She said, "This is not how you're supposed to be." So things happen. But yeah, on a serious note, I have done this role like almost 50 times. This is the word of the day. This is the idiom of the day that I almost gave 40 times. I did not even read it out. I had it in my mind. So obviously, as people say, what things come with practice. Perfection comes with practice makes man perfect. Sorry. Yeah, that's what it is.
Also, Charan, here's hoping that you got better friends and also a good wife.
Yes. And also, Nitin, make a note of humility. This is how humility looks. Please make a
No, not at all humility. Had I been more humble, I would have actually asked you beforehand, is this a right platform for me to speak, and then gone about it? But I'm sorry. I'm showing off now. Go ahead.
Rahul, did you have any comments for us? Would you like to unmute and tell us how you felt being in the meeting?
Yes, this was the first meeting and I thoroughly enjoyed it right from the beginning. And there are a lot of takeaways for me. And I look forward for attending such meetings going forward. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks all. Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. Thanks for sharing that. Ramesh, did you have something that you'd like to share to us?
Yeah, hi, I'm Ramesh from Oracle Hyderabad Toastmasters Club. So,
Risha's all smiling. She's like, Oracle, Hyderabad, Oracle, Hyderabad.
yeah, having this session is so exuberant, and it's nice to have such meetings going forward also. And I really enjoyed a lot. So I tried to participate in table topics session, but I didn't get time to participate today.
Fantastic. And there's always another club meeting that you can go and participate in. So today was not the chance, then please make sure you visit another club.
Yeah.
Dhruba, is that how we pronounce your name? Could you tell us how you felt about today's meeting?
Yeah, Vanita, so today this is my first meeting also. I mean, even yesterday I was having an email conversation with Sirisha that how do I join uh, Toastmasters Club, and she told me all the information. Even today I talked to my manager about the things and all, approvals and all. So yep, I look forward to joining Toastmasters Hyderabad Club, and I really enjoyed a lot. I mean, I didn't expect the professionals in a Zoom meeting on a working day. I mean, being so frank with each other. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's great, and it's definitely going to improve myself, and I am sure that it would make very good impact on our team also. Yep, I'm also looking forward to more such meetings and hoping to learn a lot from all of you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dhruva.
One of the many perks, he just reminded me of something. One of the many perks of being in a Toastmaster Club meeting is just how insanely popular you become in a cafeteria. You would go in with your team and have a team lunch, and suddenly like all your Toastmaster friends will say hi, hi, hi. And then you'd be saying hi, and the rest of the team will be like, you joined with us. How does everyone else say hi to you? And nobody else is there with us, because in the team, usually nobody else, we don't interact outside of the team. The Toastmaster thing is a fantastic way to network. You were just talking about it, and I got reminded of those celebrity moments when a Toastmaster goes inside a cafeteria. There's always more than one person to say hi to, and it's a great feeling to be networking with a club like that. Okay, so shall we call it a day?
Yes, let's do that. It's been a fun 2 hours now. Yeah, almost. My math is so weak, I forgot to do counting. But it's been a lot of fun, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I know how difficult it is for all of us to join on a weekday. And yet here we are. The meeting got over half an hour ago, and still 34 of us are here. That shows a lot. So thank you again so much for joining, and be rest assured that we will reach out to you, and we will find you a home club, and you will have a lot of fun and a lot of improvement over the next few days. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
The
you, everyone.
Toastmasters
Have a
team.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Have a good evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.